To this grammar webinar. Thank you for joining me, and we are looking at interrogative sentences. There are three key learning aims, each expressed in a question. What is an interrogative sentence? What different types of interrogative sentences are there? And how can you use interrogative sentences? So firstly, what is an interrogative sentence? An interrogative sentence is a question sentence, and it ends with a question mark. So interrogative, like interrogate, means to question, and these sentences ask a question, and the punctuation makes it very easy for us to identify them because they end with a question mark. So here are some examples. Whose book did you bring me? When are the best days to go to market? What kind of music do you want to dance to? How many topics do you have to study? Did you make a cake for me? What kind of music do you like? Did you take your vitamins this morning? All of those are examples of interrogative sentences. So you can see that they start with whose, when, what, how, did, what. They start with question words. Now, what's the difference between a declarative sentence and an exclamatory sentence? Well, declarative sentences end with full stops. They give opinions, factual opinions, or facts and opinions. For example, it was a winter night. Father was busy at the stove with supper. The wind prowled about the eaves. If we were using interrogative sentences, then we would ask questions. What season was it? Who was busy? What was the weather like? Now, there are several types of different interrogative sentences. There are those, as we've talked about, that start with who, what, where, why, and when. Question words. What's your name? When did you get here? Why did you do that? There are also tag questions as different types of interrogative sentences. So they have a question at the end. They start with a statement and have a question at the end. It's bright, isn't it? You're being very good, aren't you? There are leading questions that have the part of the tag question at the beginning of the sentence. They're expecting a particular kind of answer. They're leading you into a particular response. Wouldn't you like some cake? It's leading you to a response to say, of course. Isn't it your bedtime? Leading you to a response to say, yes, I'm tired. I'll go to bed without a fuss. Aren't you hot in here? Leading you to a response to say, yes, let's go somewhere else. And then there are rhetorical questions. These are rhetoric, which means opinion. So instead of asking a question, they're really forcing an opinion or a viewpoint. For example, what kind of time do you call this? So the viewpoint or opinion is, it's way too late. When will we realize that change must happen? So the opinion or viewpoint is, change must happen. It's cloaked as a question. Why on earth would you think it's okay to lie? You can see that's a rhetorical question. It's cloaked as a question. It's saying it's not okay to lie. Finally, let's talk about why you would use interrogative sentences in your writing. Well, you would use them to add emotional intensity, to add variety and emphasis. So instead of writing something like this, I'm sinking, the ground is falling beneath me, I'm dropping down, the ground will close over my head and suffocate me. You could use interrogative sentences. Why am I sinking? Why is the ground falling away? Where am I falling into? Will I suffocate? So it's adding emotional intensity and variety by adding questions. Or instead of writing, we need to work together, you could use an interrogative sentence. Why can't we understand that working together is our only way forwards? So it's adding intensity, variety, and emphasis by using a question. So here are the recap questions. What is an interrogative sentence? It's a question. What different types of interrogative sentences are there? Leading questions, tag questions, rhetorical questions, and how can you use interrogative sentences to add emotional intensity, variety, and emphasis to your writing. I hope now you feel confident about using interrogative sentences. Thank you for joining me, and see you again.